I'm sure it matters to, a heck of a lot of people that do play this game and play it legit and watch that guy because they're under the impression that he's one of the best in the world. And, obviously you watch the video and draw your own conclusion.
What is this? What am I looking at? Spectating Symfhny with Wallhacks in Warzone 2?
Yeah, so this is a big thing that I saw on Twitter and YouTube today. Apparently this guy Grandpa Hacks, I've never heard of him until today, and he just started uploading stuff this week also, so he's brand new. It's kind of genius because it didn't occur to me that when you have wall hacks, you can still use them and see from other people's perspectives. So you can spectate people with your wall hack still on. It's pretty like galaxy brain of this guy to get in games with streamers, like stream snipe them and then die to them so that he can spectate them with his wall hacks on and see
if it matches up.
See what's going on behind the scenes, right?
Interesting.
Because now we potentially can see what these streamers that so often get accused of cheating are seeing. To me, obviously, it's still not 100% like beyond any doubt proof that someone is walling, but this really paints a clear picture. Like this is almost all you need to see to make that determination for yourself based on the evidence. So yeah, this is interesting because Symfhny in particular is someone that has been accused of cheating a lot, all the way back to the original Warzone. And, he's always managed to stay above those allegations and continue to play and remain in the scene and relevant and accepted and compete in tournaments. Really interesting to see, man. We're gonna have to get into it and start watching it.
Disclaimer. This video has been made available for educational and research purposes only. This is my original video content recorded by me. I am providing my in-game spectating point of view with ESP skeleton overlays enabled for the viewers to watch. This video is not accusing any person of cheating or not, just simply my point of view with ESP enabled.
Spectating Sim.
Yep. I'm really curious to watch this video. I saw a 20-second clip of it earlier, and I want to see what else stands out beyond just what I saw in that little clip.
So he's got walls on. You can see the tags through the walls and stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting too that it shows you like the username of everyone that you're walling through, as well as I think that little number next to them is their meters away from you.
So he's playing with Wagnificent and
Maven and Cloakzy.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen this cheating software before, so this is interesting.
This is ESP. ESP was the same, right? Did he say it was ESP?
Yeah, it is ESP.
It's the same. That's the same stuff that was used in PUBG and stuff like that. That's been around for a long while.
It's just like when you look at where his reticle is just like, what is he? Why did he just aim down sight there at those names from 300 meters away through the floor? What is he? Why is he
keep doing that?
Why does he keep
fixating
doing that?
on it?
No
it's way.
Really interesting. Just off the bat, pure coincidence that he's ADS looking at that exact spot,
directly on those tags,
that far away, multiple times. I'm just curious to know, like, I'm sure there's a way to do it, obviously, because people do, but how do you get it so that you're streaming and you're cheating like this, right? But it doesn't show up on the stream. I know there's an overlay, and there's a way you can like get that to only show up on your monitor and not, not part of the software. That I guess if you're doing like a program capture, not a window capture or something, maybe you could do that.
He was just shooting that guy through the floor.
Yeah, it's like. When it's those like weird situations where they're like borderline visible but not, that's when you can really tell if someone is cheating or not. It's just really interesting.
It also seems like it highlights them in red if they're like in your line of sight.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Possible to hit them. Yeah, but that doesn't even seem. I don't know.
Yeah, because they're blue up on the hill right now, right? So
that's true. They're all blue up there. Is that AI though?
That's a good question. That could be AI.
Probably AI.
It has to be because there's no there's not names,
So
right?
you can even see where the AI is.
Okay, so
Oh my
the
God.
AI is blue and then the players are yellow, I'm assuming is what that is.
Yeah.
And then they turn red when you actually have line of sight on them. It's interesting because I've seen so many people talking about this, and of course you have that like that niche little corner of Call of Duty YouTube where it's just the same three guys that just every single day are like, Nadia cheats, Nadia cheats, Nadia cheats, and like that's how they make money. And that's cringe in its own right. You know, I mean, I'm not here to just worry about that. That's not what I spend all my time on. But
yeah, we are not the everyone's cheating YouTubers necessarily, but I do think this is really interesting because Symfhny is somebody who we've talked about before since day one that we were skeptical of from the jump. And this is weird. I mean, it's weird behavior a little bit. Now, you can see right there, he misses flagrantly. Sometimes you take it with a grain of salt and you say, well, is he just putting on the show, throwing you off the trail a bit because he can see as spectators? I mean, you can see people are spectating right now.
I can tell you from playing a lot of game battles tournaments and stuff back in Ghosts, which is when cheating software started to become like regularly available via monthly subscription service, right? And that was a legitimate strategy because once you got accused of cheating, they would have admins come in the game and spectate you, or you'd have to stream. And so a legitimate strategy was you would intentionally look the wrong way and get shot in the back to make it look like, oh, well, there's no way he's cheating because he had no awareness on that guy at all. And sometimes you would intentionally lose 2 or 3 rounds in a row because you didn't want to exacerbate any suspicion that you are cheating, right? So in cases where they miss or they lack awareness, if you pay close attention, a cheater, it will not just be circumstantial or close. It will always be blatant. Like, it'll be bad, right? Like, there, he missed really bad. And it was almost so bad that, like, why would you do that on accident? But, so this is the clip that I saw on Twitter, and this is the clip that's made a really big deal. Is the random wall banging in this clip over to the right side of the screen. You'll see it here in just a second. This is what has gotten everyone really, really upset. Because he's here, and he shoots, and then he goes to the roof of this, through the tree, but then watch this. Just keep watching right here, because, just keep watching right here. This is what's so interesting. He sees no one. He sees no one behind that wall. Based on what? Based on what?
Oh, that guy behind the wall that he does not have. That was an AI behind the wall.
It was an AI. It was an AI. But based on what? You know?
I think there's a few really interesting things too about that. Like, he's sitting in a high ground power position, absolutely no cover, standing on the top of this cliff, and he knows there are multiple enemies from multiple directions that know where he is, has vision on him, blah blah blah, right? But he confidently stands there, standing still, ADSing and wildly shooting around randomly in all these different directions because why would you do that unless you were sure you knew if they were looking and peeking you or not? Like, unless you were sure you had tabs on every single player in that engagement, which there were maybe four different people in 4 different locations, why would you stand there on high ground to all these players? Like, the worst position you can be in for concealment and cover.
Yeah.
And stand there taking pot shots, full confidence. That's weird.
This, to me, more than what we just saw there, but it's really when he's far away, there's no one around, and he's just running, trying to find people to shoot. That's the most telling, right? It's when he's centering directly on someone's name as they're moving from 300-400 meters away, through buildings, through mountains. It gets too consistent and replicable to where there's no way it's coincidence that it's happening over and over again. Like, these are the moments that to me would be the most telling. Is, does he turn and center on a whole group of people like that magically from hundreds and hundreds of meters away?
You mean like what he's doing right now?
Exactly.
That is towards these people.
Exactly. That is to me the most telling, where he's centered directly where their names are. that center dot that you can see on the screen in the middle of his reticle. But this is like where he doesn't have to be cautious or play a certain way to negate suspicion of cheating because they're so far away that he's not going to get in a fight with them anyway, right?
Now
so it doesn't matter.
his teammates are pushed up. He is alone, and his teammates are pushed up.
I do see Maven up there. Yeah, you're right.
Probably do have vision on like Biggie Flip that looks like
the
person he's barreling towards. Like they might have called him out. They might have said, "Hey, there's guys up here, whatever." That's possible. You also take it with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. Like,
sure, yeah.
You also take it with a grain of salt where these people, they do play this video game particularly for hundreds of hours a week, 10 hours a day since Warzone 1 came out. And these people, they do probably have a certain amount of awareness, a certain amount of game sense and reflexes and everything like that is pretty heightened, that is pretty, impressive, because why else, look, I mean, they're streaming it every day, they're playing it every day. You get good and you are watched because you are good and, all that. But it is interesting, some of the plays that he makes. I mean, that's right there. I guess he could see that person. That's a pretty good shot to hit from that far away. I'm sure his teammates called that guy out. Like, look, he's just centered. Why is he looking? Look, I don't know about you guys. When I am in a vehicle in Warzone, I'm either doing the meme where I'm switching between all the seats, I'm going on my phone, or I am looking around at places where I might see players, right? It's weird that he is doing none of these options and he's instead opting to stare at a rock wall directly to his left and ADS randomly directly on these player tags that are from players 300 meters away. That's weird. That's not what I do when I'm a passenger in a vehicle in this game. It's a little weird. And he does it multiple times, following them. The car's moving all these different directions, and he keeps centering back on that group over and over again, recentering on them. It's weird. And then that dome clip. Yeah,
the dome clip to me is outrageous. That's what went viral today.
There's so many interesting things about the dome clip. I mean, right from the jump, there's a lot of snapping to people who are yellow. If they're yellow, they're not in his line of sight. If they're yellow is a signal in this ESP software that you shouldn't look at them because it would be sus. If they're yellow, don't do it. He right there, like, he snapped right to that yellow, downs him, and then he's following pretty well through that tree, and then he snaps right to the wireframe of this other player right there.
Because if you look at the top of the screen, whenever someone has their sight on you or their reticle on you, it says at the top, person's name is aiming at you. That's an interesting thing too, right? Because there is a perk in this game that allows you to know when you're getting aimed at. But in the absence of having that, watch. I want to look and see, how does his movement change? Does he start sprinting side to side, scrambling, diving into cover when he can't see anyone on his screen, but he has that notification at the top? That would be an interesting thing to see too.
Randolph Kund is aiming at you. This notification comes up.
We've definitely talked about Symfhny and the streamers of Warzone in the past, but it's never really been about them. Like, none of the videos we made have been about them. It's been about, how Activision is manipulating the game experience for you versus them to market the game and take advantage of you and, sell you a false idea of what you're going to experience. It's never really been about the streamers themselves. For the most part, we could really care less what's going on over there. But this is definitely interesting, right? I mean,
yeah,
I don't really play Warzone 2 very often. Symfhny cheating doesn't really matter to me, but I'm sure it matters to, a heck of a lot of people that do play this game and play it legit and watch that guy because they're under the impression that he's one of the best in the world. And, obviously you watch the video and draw your own conclusion, but it is something to consider of, what you see here.
So they know they're up there for some reason. Maybe they popped UAV. Yeah, they did. So they're on UAV. But he jumps up here, immediately perfectly bangs these two guys. Now the red guy, okay, maybe, and that's even a stretch. The second guy is clearly yellow. He's clearly all the way on the other side of that building. There's no line of sight. There's no windows. There's nothing. Perfectly bangs his wireframe right here. Like just out of reflex. Like just goes right for it out of reflex. Then he starts hitting these shots. He plates up. Now he's going to come back. I think he has this moment of downtime right here where he's plating to be like, I shouldn't have done that. And then he makes a conscious effort after that to miss a lot and make it seem like he was just going for bangs randomly. And then he starts doing it in a way that's like, obviously no one would be there. Like he has the game set. It's interesting because it's like, you know, he has the game sense where he knows no one's there anymore. Like there's no reason to believe they're still there, but he's purposefully shooting at the walls to act like his game sense is worse and he doesn't know that already. Like it's not a logical play for someone as good as him to make. At first, maybe he goes for the bangs on the approach, but after that, like they knew that they ran away.
Well, I think what the big takeaway of this is right. You watch the video, you make your own conclusion. Do you think he's cheating or not? What I can tell you is not up to interpretation. Is that whether or not he's cheating doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is because, as we've said in numerous previous videos, Symfhony's whitelisted. So even if he is cheating, and even if every person he plays against reports him, he's not going to get banned from the game. He's not going to get banned from Twitch. And he's going to keep streaming. People are going to keep watching, and it's going to keep informing their decisions to purchase and play Call of Duty games. So that's what I think should be focused on here, right? Is that regardless of the result, is he cheating or not, it doesn't change anything for him or for anyone watching.
It's definitely sus, and he's obviously whitelisted. And these are not things that we're not speculating. There is a whitelist. Big streamers have admitted it. Like these people can't be banned. That's how it works. Doesn't matter if he's cheating to high hell. He's never, and it doesn't even matter if like Activision or Raven become acutely aware of it. They still would never ban or reprimand because Symfhny is making them money. He's selling copies of the game. He's getting people to play the game because he makes it look easy because he might have wall hacks and anyone could do well, you know, and make that look easy. But we don't get wall hacks when we play Warzone. We just get ran because Warzone's a luck-based game primarily, and you can't have good luck every game you play magically like all these streamers do. It's just not how it works. Like a really good way to have the luck be in your favor though is if you can see everyone through walls. That definitely can help. You know, there's a reason why Symfhny is the streamer on the thumbnail of the video we made 2 years ago. It's the reason why he's, you know, pretty center stage on that, you know, because he's always been in question.
He is a person of controversy anyway.
And the thing about walls, wall hacking, where you can simply, all it is you can just see where people are through all of the walls in the game and the surfaces in the game. It's a big difference between that and like having an aimbot.
Exactly.
Like,
walls is so ambiguous.
It's so ambiguous to even perceive wall hacks. Like it's so hard to pick up on, and it flies under the radar very easily.
Yep.
Very easily, and it's very hard to conclude. Aimbotting is a little. It can be a little easier, even still with mouse and keyboard players playing with console players. Mouse and keyboard can sometimes, if you're cracked, I mean, you can look like a bit of a bot sometimes if you got some great aim on you. But aimbotting tends to be a little easier to pick up on. But walls, man, it's so subtle sometimes. Like you may never know fully. You may never be able to prove it.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I think it's one of the things you can't. You know, I mean, you watch that clip on Dome from that game. Mm-hmm. He could have had clips like that all game, and you still can't definitively say he is wall hacking because you can't prove it, right? Like, so all you have is a video from someone spectating him with wall hacks, and then you have to compare and analyze that footage and make an assumption based on what you have. But it's not objectively cheating. You
Yep.
can't just prove, oh, that person is wall hacking because you watched a video. But it's definitely interesting to consider. Hackers generally have good stats. And so where does that put them? That puts them in the higher SBMM division lobbies. It's the good players who are more likely to encounter hackers and cheaters. When you get into that top good player chunk of the community, that's a small percentage, 10%, 15% of the COD players that are up there in that bracket playing in your lobbies. If you're someone that even has, I think, like a 1.25 KD, you're considered in the upper skill bracket. So it's like, not only are there that many hackers on the game, but almost all of them are also restricted to a specific skill-based matchmaking division or bracket. So now you're only playing against 10% of the community, but every single hacker on the game is in that 10%. So for you, there's a legitimate likelihood that you play at least one cheater on your team or on the other team every game, every other game. If you're in Warzone with 150 players every game, you can safely bet that 1 out of 150 players in the upper skill-based matchmaking bracket is cheating every single time. It's at that point. So it's just out of control, man.
And the anti-cheat just isn't, it's not up to where it needs to be.
It's not.
And, it just sucks because, I want to play more ranked, right? I want to even, maybe if I was feeling frisky, play a little more Warzone. But it's just at the point where you just don't know. It's so uncertain if people are playing legitimately or not, and it's so easy for them not to be, that it's like, why bother? It's just like, why bother, dude? It's such a demoralizing position to be in, because I'm not going to get on and get ran. Like, and it's one thing if these people are just better than me, but you wonder. It's like, especially in a game like Warzone, which is so luck based, it's so circumstantial and luck based. It's like, how does he do that so all the time? That's weird. It's
Well, and the thing is, like, regardless of easy anti-cheat not being up to par and all that stuff, in my opinion, it would be very damning evidence against them if someone like Symfhny or Nadia were to be confirmed as cheating, right? Because Activision should know that and should have that data.
right.
And if they do, which I've heard, stupid BS rumors about in the past of, oh, Activision knows they're cheating but hasn't banned them, with like no concrete evidence or definitive proof against anyone that has been accused, right? So there's nothing you can do with that. But it is interesting to think, perhaps Activision is tolerant of cheating if it is financially advantageous to them. So another thing to consider.
If Activision and Raven, is in their best interest financially and for their bottom line, to let these people keep playing, so they're doing marketing for their game, they're doing PR for their game, they're making it look really, really cool. Honestly, they're making the game look cooler than if they were playing it legitimately.
Yeah, they're making it cooler. They're making it look cooler than it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. So
yeah, guys, keep, just like we say, keep it locked here. We're not trying to beat a dead horse. We're not trying to sit here and say stuff you've already heard. Quite the contrary. It's just like I said, we've touched on this before. 2 years ago, even, we were calling into question Symfhny, and it's like the conversation is always ongoing. It always continues, but sometimes we don't say anything for no reason. Like, we don't just like throw stuff at the wall. Everything we say and talk about is based on some real stuff, some real data and information, and we just take very, very few little baby steps away from that in order to draw larger conclusions about certain things, but we're not just talking out of our ass here. And everything that we do talk about, we're just trying to get the gears turning a little bit, consider all of the angles to, you know, these topics and what you're hearing. Because I also do hear, like, there are a lot of channels out there, they kind of only look at it from one angle.
Yeah, and that's so cringe. Like, and that's why I'm not hesitant to watch this video and react to it or talk about it, but it is like, I don't want to be associated with that. Nadia is cheating. Nadia is cheating. Nadia is cheating. Nadia should be banned. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's like we get it. And there's a larger discussion to be had further than just is this one player or one streamer cheating or whatever. Like there's a much larger discussion there.
Why is Activision tolerating it? It's a whole other thing there. So huge shout out to Grandpa Hacks, man. Great idea.
Yeah.
Like, great idea. Fantastic stuff, man. Seriously.
Yeah, he's got to keep it up. He's doing some crazy stuff. Perfect idea. Hope he keeps going at it.
I hope he comes out with more content like this and, goes out of his way to watch more streamers. I'd love to see Huskers and Mutex and Cloakzy and Wagnificent, because, Wagnificent was banned a couple years ago for allegedly cheating. So, like, I want to see what's going on here, because it's an interesting watch, and there's definitely a lot that is provided to, view and interpret and speculate on. So
I think it's interesting. He's running with Wag as well, as you said. Yeah, you gotta stick together, I guess. Really interesting find. Go sub to this guy, Grandpa Hacks. He's a brand spanking new channel. So he's doing some really cool stuff. It's a great idea, genius idea what he's doing. And I think he might keep finding some interesting stuff when it comes to these streamers. Like, I don't doubt some of these people are maybe cheating is so easy on these games. Like, it's gotten easier than ever. And the anti-cheat is not keeping up well enough, unfortunately. So, and we experienced that in ranked recently when we played it on Modern Warfare 2. Like, I was watching huge, massive Tim the Tatman, Dr. Disrespect, etc. They were streaming ranked. Look, people are rampantly cheating on Modern Warfare 2. Rampant.
It's out of control.
It's
out of control. Honestly, it's hard to tell the difference between playing that and like playing World at War. There's so many people hacking on the game. So
thank you guys for watching. You can check out the full podcast versions of the Game Gains show on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, everything like that. We're on all those platforms. So, you can listen to that in the car, audio version. Also, it's the video version on Spotify, because Spotify has video podcasts now. And you can check out the Patreon if you want to support the content. We have a lot of exclusive stuff that's always coming out on the Patreon. Unedited footage, never before seen stuff, bloopers, behind the scenes, kind of how we make certain things. We get also exclusive early access to videos before they come out live and public on the YouTube channel. So you get stuff early. And there's going to be a lot of other perks and stuff like that as we build the community, as we build the channel and all that. Join the Game Gains Discord for that. Be part of the discussion.
Join the Discord.
Gotta join the Discord, man. We got some people joining. It's gonna be popping. We would love to do some game nights. We would love to do some Q&As. Get you guys part of the discussion. Get a chance to be in videos and kind of lend input and stuff like that. We'd love to do that as well. Always upping the production quality. Always working on that. So, it takes a lot to make these videos. So all the support really helps. Like the video if you enjoyed, share it around to your friends if you think it's interesting, and subscribe to the channel to support us and get us closer to our goals. It'd mean a lot. It takes us hundreds of man hours to put these videos together. So, all the support is really meaningful. We'd love to respond to all the comments. and we're just going to keep on keeping on. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hunter, thank you so much for coming on and talking. As always, you're the GOAT.